Good evening, everybody. Welcome back to the Horsch AgroVation map and the AgroVation pack early access preview. Tonight we're going to be doing a question answering session. We're going to be here to answer your questions, help you establish, is the pack worth it for you or not? Mr. Dio, welcome. Mojo Jojo is here. Avery, welcome. The ever-present Waylon, first in chat. Good evening, everybody. Good evening. Everyone's had a fine Saturday. Shy Girl, welcome. Welcome. For PC players, hope you had a chance to check out the Tranquil Waters map video I dropped earlier today. Early afternoon. Members have been able to get first access to the Horsch AgroVation map tour. Got that done today as well. It is uploaded and ready for release. It will release publicly for everyone once the DLC drops. What is up, Jonathan? Tonight, while we answer your questions, we're going to be using some of the equipment to clear out the stubble. We're going to mulch. We're going to cultivate. We're going to seed. Maybe not this field, but we will do one of them. One we were working on last night. Prepping this field for our Monday night launch party. Schultz is here. I know Mr. Dio is excited about Tranquil Waters. Fan of Stevie maps through and through. There's a couple others out there also. I don't know what is up with this. Why the hired helper wants to extend the pipe, I don't know. It's a little in the way. Especially when you have trees in the field. Or utility poles. I find it interesting that, at least here in the States, we still use wooden poles lots of places, but as far as farm sim maps, they always seem to be concrete poles. Guess maybe that's a European thing. I don't know. I don't even know why we still use wood poles. One better over the other. All right, watch out, everybody. We got a pole in the way. We got a pole in the way. Thank goodness they don't have any collisions. Farmer Ben, good evening. Good evening. Oh my. Oh my. As if it had no properties whatsoever. Waylon, good evening. Good evening, sir. Think of your questions, everybody. Get them all ready for the real show, starting in 4 minutes. All right, so we're here to answer your questions. Go off the machinery. The plan is to go from a harvested field to a seeded field and only use Horsch machinery. From mulching, cultivating, seeding, and weeding. Dude, all these fields, though, they're all bigger than I am typically used to using. Oh, sorry for the dead air there. I had a sneeze. It was one of those sneezes that was building and building and building. And then finally it decided to show up. How's everybody's Saturday been? Mine was a little busy. I managed to get 2 map videos recorded, the grass cut, a couple other chores done in the house. Chad, good evening. Good evening. Glad to have you all here. Well, I'm glad you're glad to be here too, so we're double glad. Is that like glad bags, trash bags, double toughness? I don't know what's going on with this field over here. The sinus. When you look at the PDA, it's got, look at all those dots. I mean, those are all power poles. Right, we got a line going this way, we got a line going that way, and I don't even know what the heck these are. I don't know where they're going. Sipper, welcome. I know it's been busy. You've had some busy weeks. Good evening, everybody. Welcome back to the Horsch AgroVation Pack Early Access Question and Answer live stream. Last night we spent our time going over all of the machinery, demoing all of the machinery, talking about all its features and functions, taking a quick look around the map as well. Tonight, we're going to use the Horsch machinery to go from a harvested field. We're going to mulch the field, a step I typically avoid because the in-game mulchers are just so small. We don't even have modded mulchers, at least not that many. Then we're going to cultivate the soil. We're going to seed the soil. We're going to advance forward today and weed the field, all with our Horsch equipment. So that's what we're getting ready to do. I've got just a couple more passes to do on this field. I do want to get that done as well, because we also need to get prepped for our Monday night launch party in multiplayer, where we are going to celebrate the release of the Horsch AgroVation Pack in a multiplayer with our friends in the Discord. And we'll probably be working on this field, quite frankly. Good evening, David. Welcome to the stream. And while we're waiting, this video is brought to you by Mervyn Knots and Scooter's Workbench. Thank you for being farm barons. So when Scooter shows up late, tell him you missed it. He missed it. He missed it good. Oh, Farmer Ben Monday is a don't miss event. The reason I like to do these launch parties is because it's one thing. It's one thing to hear about the pack from a guy that has that ambassador logo on the screen. Right? It's one thing to hear about the pack from a guy that's got Giants partner logos or links down in the description. Right? You expect us that the only thing we're going to say is going to be positive. Well, if you know this channel, you know that's the biggest load of crap ever, because I will be the first to criticize anyone for anything that I think is out of place. But at any rate, it's another thing. It's another thing to hear information about the pack from your fellow players. Right? Straight up, your peers, your fellow players that play the game, enjoy the game, hearing what they have to say straight from the horse's mouth. That is why I like the multiplayer launch parties. They've had a couple hours at that point to be able to try the equipment out. And you can hear straight from the horse's mouth. Chad, welcome. Really? Well, I have to look up. I don't know where that is, but, well, you know what? It's in my state, at least. Let's look it up real fast. Where is this place at? Amherst County. Okay. Okay. Oh, looky there, looky there. You are due south of me, actually. Oh, I've been by there quite a bit. See, Elon is just north of Lynchburg. I've taken 29 and 6 south to Lynchburg many a times on work and non-work related trips. Have yourself a good ride. Have yourself a good ride. Jason, good evening. Good evening. You drive north or do you drive south to get there? You got your new computer yesterday, Jason. At least I think that's what you meant to say. It's good to hear. Good to hear. Oh, okay. I've been through Danville once or twice. First time I went to Danville, I was going down to pick up a fish tank. There used to be a website. Called, oh, what was it called? It was before like Facebook Marketplace. It was Free Cycle. That's it. There was a service called Free Cycle, and the whole premise was that I've got stuff I don't want. Somebody might want my junk, but I don't want it anymore. So I'm going to post it up for FREE. That's the lowest price for you and me. And maybe somebody out there will be interested in just coming and picking it up and getting rid of it from my house, and they can use it, right? So someone in Danville had posted a fish tank for sale. I think for sale, for free, whatever, I don't remember. And it was like an 80-gallon tank, cleaning stand. I rented a van from U-Haul and drove down to Danville. Picked it up. That was a long drive. And we may have driven through Danville on our way to Myrtle Beach recently. I don't know, that would have been like a year ago. That was back when I was into fish. That was back before I had kids. That's back when I had money to spend on things like that. But yeah, be safe. Be safe and enjoy yourself. We're gonna unload this canola and then get to work. To work on that field. Deposit our grain in this massive silo complex. Kind of want to go over there and see what this all holds. But Jason, I hope you're enjoying the computer. Uh-oh. Watch out. Oh, it doesn't tell me. I thought it would tell me the capacity of the silo. Okay. Let's go over here. Like I said, we are going to toy around with our Horsch equipment. And we're going to go ahead and show you what we're using. And then we're going to go ahead and use it. Right now, we're starting out with the Cultivator 9TC Mulcher. We have this one. We can add weights to it, and that's what we have done. So we've added a weight pack right here. Takes it up from 3.5 tons to 4.1 tons. 240 horsepower requirement. 8.9 meter working width. Which, if you think about the weeders in game, 8.9 meters is not all that bad. Right, we got 6 meter, 9 meter, not weeder, mulcher. Silly mulcher. Look, we got 1 meter mulcher, 1.4, 2.2, 3, 5.6, 5.8, 6 meters, and then we have 8.9. And well, soon we're going to jump up to the big boy, 12.2. Right? Drop it down and off we go. I think we'll trim the field with this, and then we'll go and grab the big boy and do the rest. Jacer's got his ruler out. He's going to be measuring. Make sure they didn't cheat. See how this thing flexes and works. Nice particle animations. Dust effects. Right. See the tines springing back and forth. Desert Ox, good evening. Good evening. Now, I was saying there weren't any big mulchers in the mod hub. That was a little bit of a guess on my behalf. I'm not up to speed on what mulchers are out there or not, but I don't think mulchers are very popular. Are a very popular item. That's because we've already put the we harvested and scattered the straw to the wind. So it's hard to see, but we are stubble free here, and we have stubble over here. It might not be coming across on the stream. Well, let your questions roll, everybody. What kind of questions do you have about the pack? I think the folks who were watching the stream last night were reasonably impressed with the looks of the map, as well as the looks of the pack. I was impressed with how configurable nearly every piece of machinery is. Oh, there you go. Chris has confirmed. The Horsch has the wider mulchers. I mean, we get 2.5% bonus for mulching our field before cultivating. It's not a big bonus, and when you got small equipment in a big field, it really means that the value to the time invested, that ratio isn't the greatest. But if you can reduce the amount of time it takes with a bigger mulcher, then it becomes worth it. Avery seconds the idea. He likes all the configurations. Good to go. Good to hear. Alright, so we've used our little mulcher. Now it's time to put it away and get the big boy out. Do the rest of this field. They have really great folding animations. I want to unfold it because I want to draw your attention to these lines. These rubber lines here. They are hydraulics, right? And then they're encased in this sheath. Watch how they fold up. Right? That was neat. It's like I feel the level of attention on these is just so much higher than we've seen to date on lots of the other stuff. And here is the big boy. Although I want to switch off. Because this one has GPS on it. Ryzen 9 5900. 12 core, 24 thread. Nice. That's, I got the 5900X myself. Uh-oh. Now we're in business. Now we are in business for sure. "40 feet of mulching domination." Let me show you the configuration options on this bit of kit. The Cultivator 12TC. We have Cultivator tires, Michelin tires, BKT tires, Vredestein tires, and we can get it in different configurations. We have design 1. We have design 2 with the roller wheels or the tines. That's 1. One of the tines, 2 are the roller wheels. That's the configuration option we have. $79,000. We're going to go around the field one more time. That way we open up the edges a bit and make it easier to turn. then once we get locked on a GPS course, we can take a closer look at the animations on this boy. Now, when it comes time to weed, we have a 24-meter weeder. Plenty of time-saving machinery here. I'm trying to figure out what I can afford to buy on the Carpathian gameplay. Oh, I still want to save up for a harvester over there. Those of you that are members only, I mentioned in the pre-show, I dropped a YouTube comment or a YouTube community post. Linked you to the AgroVation map tour. That is now complete and is just waiting for the DLC to drop before that goes public. You all as members get early access to that. As far as performance-wise, probably on Farm Sim, my guess is you probably wouldn't, because Farm Sim is naturally locked at 60 frames. So unless you unlock it to tap the full potential of your GPU, right? 60 frames to 60 frames. Now you may be able to see 60 frames steady on a more difficult map with the 3080 over a 3050. Well, AgroVation. AgroVation. You misheard me. I thought I might be saying it wrong, but then I heard one of the folks FarmCon presentation say AgroVation as well. I'm like, all right, Redemption. That's how you actually say it. I mean, that's what it looked like. Gregory, I know lots of folks are fans of Stevie Maps. I don't remember who told me about the that map release. I have to go look in the Discord, but took a look at it yesterday and I decided, yeah, it was definitely map video worthy. So this one we've got with the rollers on the back. See, we've got some nice animations. Things bouncing up and down. Of course, our particle effects. See what she looks like from inside. Looking good. Looking good. Avery, what's the shock? What's the shocker for? Yeah, we're skipping rows. I didn't even realize I was skipping rows. Oh, you just like how it looks. Okay. Okay. Remember, we have the second configuration. Right, the standard config has the tines on the back. 3 rows of tines. We've got the setup with 1 roll of tines and then the roller wheels. Gregory, you just learned about the Gremlins? Oh, that's a great movie. Great movie from my past. It was a Christmas movie when it first came out, the first one. Don't feed the Gremlins after midnight. And don't get them wet. Alright, those are the rules. Is that what the rules were? Captain Kiwi, I thought you owned the Year 2 Season Pass. If you do, you already own it, man. You already own it. Take a look here. The Year 2 Season Pass is the Gouville Pack, the Hay and Forage Pack, the Horsch AgroVation Pack, the Premium Expansion, coming in November 14th, and 1 pack yet to be announced. Equipment to improve productivity is the hint. The graphic looks like a shovel and a pile of manure. A pile of something that's stinking, because that's the wavy signs we see on manure. So that pack is yet to be announced. All of that for the low price of the Year 2 Season Pass. Scooter's late. Where is he even at? I don't even see him. There he is. Scooter, you're late. You didn't even see your name. You didn't see your name in lights. Well, it's better to be just $1 short. Although I do like to have a fistful of dollars. Thank you, sir, for being a member for 27 months. Oh, Void Bright Light. That's the other one. Spooky little Asians, what's up? Doug, we are on the AgroVation map. Indeed, we are. Indeed, we are. We're down here on field 14, the lower southeast corner. Look at that pond. Oh my gosh. This is the best iteration of the Horsch AgroVation map that we have seen to date. The several maps, the 3 or 4 maps from FS17 that were all entered in the Giants mod contest, which is where this map originated from and why it originated. Then we had the version from FS19 that was released alongside the Horsch AgroVation equipment pack. And then this year we have the paid DLC, which includes 14 pieces of new equipment as well as the map itself. You start out with fields 18, 17, 10, and 11. So 18 and 17 are over at the main farm, just south of the main farm. 10 and 11 are grass meadows, and they are over on the west side, just under that water area. We took over fields 12, 14, 9, and 7 for the purpose of our live stream last night, tonight, and Monday when we do our launch party. Well, you know what, Desert Ox? There's been some folks that have speculated that it's not manure. It might be like compost. Right? We might get compost. And we might get some added functionality around that. That would be a massive, absolutely massive grass field, would it not? 250 acres of grass? While we lock into here, let's go up here to the farmland lease screen. I'm gonna spare you all my intro to the farmland lease screen that I do on the map videos, but here we go. Field 16 is no, field 9. Farmland 16 is field 9. 93 hectares in size. 93. $5.6 million to buy. Thank you for the sub, Grant. Thank you for the sub. Now we start out with fields, what does that say, 11 and 17? No. Yeah, we start with fields 18 and 17. So field 18 is grass, 5 hectares. No. Field 18 is 2.63 hectares. That's in grass. Field 17 is 13.67 hectares. Then you also own 10 and 11. 10 is 5 hectares. 11 is 4.38. Those are in grass. So you've already got 9 hectares worth of grass there. And field 7. Or field 18 is grass also. So you've got a fair bit of grass already. Fair bit of grass already. As far as, I mean, if you're going to take it down to the BGA, that's good. You can put also some animal pens down once you level it out to soil. Chad, I'm hoping Straw Harvest comes as well. I don't think it's going to be Pack 4. And if it was Pack 4, that would really be Giants doing a complete 180 on what they have said before. Right? It was the very reason they said pumps and hoses could not be a part of, was pretty much their wording, could not be a part of the year 1 pass because it wasn't a Giants product. When asked about the Grimmy pack from FS19 and the fact that it wasn't included as base game equipment in 22, basically it was like they weren't our models, right? It wasn't our equipment to put in the game, right? So we had to wait until the Grimmy pack was converted by the map or the mod author for us to be able to make use of it in 22. So if Straw Harvest becomes Pack 4, which I certainly hope it's not, that would be Giants doing a complete 180 from the reason why pumps and hoses supposedly couldn't be a part of the year 1 pass. Now, you know, people that bought the year 2 season pass would probably be like, hey, I think if Straw Harvest was part of the pack, that'd be awesome, right? Because then it wouldn't potentially be yet another thing to buy. But the way I look at it, so we have 2 packs coming hopefully straw harvest and something else, which is pack 4. Time will tell. Time will tell, people, because the months are running out. We only have one more week in July. We only have 5 more months. 5 more months in the year. 4 more months until premium comes out. They are a business. They are in business to make money. Indeed. Indeed. Every business is allowed to be profitable. Otherwise, they wouldn't be in business, and we wouldn't have our games, right? We wouldn't have this game. We wouldn't have ATS Oklahoma coming out, if you haven't heard, August 1st. But there is a trade-off, right? There's a trade-off one makes. Everybody's willing to let you make money. It's just you shouldn't be making too much money, right? That's where people got angry with Nvidia having record profits during the pandemic when they were selling way overpriced graphics cards to the crypto miners, causing shortages. Yeah, scalpers not helping things much, right? But they were still, nobody could find a stupid card to buy, yet somehow they were still making record profits, right? If I can't buy anything from you, how are you still making a lot of money? I think things will speed up Desert Ox. Right now we're at 2 maps. Right now we're at 2 states a year. But I feel that we're going to get to a point where we would have 3 states a year soon. Bucket, I think it does have a lot of bang for your buck. Personally. If you're someone who likes big fields, you're going to be gravitated to this map. If you're someone that likes efficient equipment, heck, this pack's suggestion could be things to improve your efficiency. Because a 12-meter mulcher is definitely going to do that. A 24-meter weeder is definitely going to do that. How big's the biggest weeder in game? 15. 12. How about 24? 15 to 24. Right? How about having this? Look here. How about having a cultivator, shallow cultivator that has the ability to seed. So you can cultivate your ground and seed at the same time. In essence, you're no-tilling, if you want to call it that. Right? You're working your ground and seeding at the same time. How about cultivating and fertilizing in one pass? How about cultivating, fertilizing, and seeding in one pass? Now, this is going to limit you to just canola, or no, not canola. This is only going to limit you to oilseed radish and grass seeding. But still. 3 steps, 1 pass. Chucky, what is up? What is up? Got one more pass, and then we're going to get our cultivation out here. And get that done. Well, I mean, honestly, Nvidia makes a ton of money with their with their data center products, their AI stuff. But still, right? But still. Chad, it will. It will indeed. I had it hooked up before the stream. So this is 530 horsepower. It's got the power. And it will attach to the back because it's just a 3-point. This converts to a 3-point when you try to attach it. Let's fold this thing up. I like the dirt mask on this. I like the Horsch cut in there. And then you can see there's a metal plate on the back, right? So it's obviously got depth, right? You can see that. You can attach the slurry applicator, the Horsch applicator, to a slurry tank. Yes. I assume if that slurry tank has a 3-point connection, you can connect it to the trike. Let me show you what I got up here. So I hooked the trike. That will hook up to this, right? Yesterday we had, where is it? Oh, I got rid of it. Yesterday we had the ploger hooked up to it. The Kloss saddle track. With this, yes, this will hook up to it. And this will definitely hook up to it. I had all that hooked up to it earlier. Okay, let's get to business here. Let's get to business. This, fine gentlemen, is exactly what I just showed you. This is the Finer 6SL shallow cultivator with seed unit attached. We have several different configurations. Design 5 is the default configuration. We get a roller wheel and we get two of these drag tines. Design 6, we just have wheels on the back. Design 7, we have 2 rows of drag tines. Design 1 is just the shallow cultivator hooks, whatever you want to call that, and the seed unit. Design 2 adds some drag tines. Design 3 adds some wheels to the front. Design 4 adds a roller to the back. And Design 5, which is what we have right here. And then we have, with that, the Partner 1600 front seed or fertilizer tank. It holds one or the other, but it does hold both. We can get it with tire rollers. We can get it with roller packers. Or we can get with weights added. 60 kilogram suitcase weights. All the way up to 360 kilograms. And that is exactly what we have here. And you can see we can weed all of our standard crops with this. We are weeding wheat. Feeding wheat. So we're just going to run around the edge of the field. Just showing you how this works. The various animations. The hoses flex, they move, they fold, they stretch. Rabbit Rob, welcome, welcome. Desert Ox. I tell you what, that's honestly like the first time I think I bought that saddle track and trailer combo. So yeah, that's that. See this thing fold up. Now what I want you to watch are these hoses. They stretch, they fold. All right. Something else we tested, we took the Horsch partner tank here and I connected it to the Kuhn seeder that requires the front seed hopper. I honestly didn't think the pipes would connect. They did. They did. So you can mix and match, it appears. Something else that I did just for funsies yesterday was I took this seed hopper and I filled it full of fertilizer, and then I added to the back of the tractor this fertilizer spreader. Boom, instantly added capacity, right? Of course you could do it with this as well and add just a little bit more capacity. Oh, we need, hold on. No. I need this. Oh, look at that. Oh man, all those motions just makes you feel good. So this is the Tiger Cultivator, $78,000. We could get it also with a fertilizing unit and then add the partner tank to the front. We can cultivate and fertilize at the same time. You can get a top ring roller, yes or no. All right, so right now that is with no and yes. There we've got rollers on the back if we say yes. Now, I took the fertilizer off of this because I was not able to hire a helper with the fertilizer function. We got this in front spinning. We've got our hooks in the middle springing. Spring action. Springs compressing and everything. We got our discs in the back. We got our wheel packers. And then we got the rollers. So I could be cultivating and fertilizing in one pass here. But if I plan on hiring a helper, for whatever reason, that's not working with the fertilizer pack. I did put a bug report in with Giants this morning about the fact that if this is configured with the seed hopper, it doesn't work for a hired helper. So hopefully that will be addressed in a future update. Right? I mean, you just... Right? Isn't that all cool? Just right along here. Oh, Delilah, I can't help you. I can't help you there. I got a silly Logitech wheel. No, I got a silly Thrustmaster wheel. Not Logitech. We got some tobacco here in Virginia. More down in southern Virginia. Central Virginia is big time peanuts. That's a crop I would love to see come to the game. Maybe in the next farm sim. So, our other cultivation options, we have the Joker 8RT, 8.2 meter working width. We can get it with seeder unit or slurry distribution unit. We can get it with slurry distribution, seeding only, or standard. Now, the seeder unit with the Joker is only going to be for grass and oilseed radish. Probably go and get that one down here as well. Once I get some of these edges cleaned up. And then we move into our seeders after that. So we have 2 mulchers, 3 cultivators, 1 that you can also seed, regular crop, 1 that you can use for fertilizing, and 1 that you can use for slurry application and or seeding of a cover crop. Blueberries. How do they harvest blueberries? Is it like a machine similar to grapes? Yeah, I don't know. I can't help you. Actually, even if I had a G29, I actually don't use any of the buttons on the wheel. At least not for Farm Sim. It's like I learned all the buttons for the keyboard, and that's just what I use. Oh, what field is that? My land. You need a bigger plow. Do it the old school way. And then olives. I say it's not too far that we get not too far stretched from the red beets and carrots to onions. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to all right, you go off and you do your thing. Let's pick something. Let's pick something. Oh, what the heck? Let's use this. Pull this thing up and reconfigure it. Customize. We want it there. That's what we want. Just want it standard. Head on down. Head on down to the field. Explore a little bit of the map while we're driving down there. Oh, field 9. The behemoth field. This should only take us like, I don't know, 10 minutes. Huh. Daniel, welcome. Oh, the wife likes muscadine wine. Back many years, we went. She wanted to do wine tastings, so we would go and do some of those things while we were on trips. It was a trip to Tennessee, I believe. Trip to Tennessee. She stumbled upon this red muscadine wine, which she really liked. Oh, for sure. I mean, look, we're at full speed. We're taking the short way across the field. We looked up how much slurry or digestate this would take. It was like 1.2 million liters. I mean, that's a lot of loads of stink water. Well, Mr. Dio, it wants you to make sure you know that. It wants to make sure you know that. Oh, look at this. I mean, come on. Who doesn't like a nice tree-lined lane right next to a lake or a pond, a little body of water? Oh, I mean, who can't? Who can't not like this? I have not been to a Buc-ee's. I've heard about it. Never been. There we go. Get a little look on these animations. Now this is a shallow cultivator versus a regular cultivator over there. So we get a little different in the ground textures. Sounds like you need multiple helpers on that field plowing away. Right? No truck parking. That just means you need to park next door. I don't know. I guess they want to maximize their parking space for car drivers. Oh my lord, you're picking up rocks too? That is literally one of the very first things I turn off. Rocks. I'm done with them. Oh, of course, Captain Kiwi. I did see when I was in there the other day. It looks like they're starting to offer fresh cut deli meat. I have to say though, Firehouse subs, pretty darn good. Jersey Mike's, pretty darn good. Subway, you know, if you had to, I tell you a place I loved, but they don't have that many of them around here anymore. Blimpie subs were amazing, absolutely amazing. If I were going to play with stones enabled, I think I would use easy dev controls to remove stones. Not wimpy subs. Auto incorrect. Auto incorrect. Oh, blimpy subs. Yes. I don't know, that they slice the meat right there. Jersey Mike's does that, but still. They slice the meat right there. They slice the cheeses. The bread. I don't know what just made them so good. That's right, Tuki. Cookie goes here. He goes here. He goes set field ground. He says stones. No, thank you. Bye. He says plowed. Yes, it's already plowed. Thank you very much. Auto incorrect. That's what I call it. Auto incorrect. Blimpy. Why did the good places go away? How about Quiznos? Whatever happened to Quiznos? Used to see commercials for Quiznos, never again. These things have amazing turning radiuses too. These things have amazing turning radiuses, as you can see. Right, the design rotates 90 degrees there, right behind the 2-point connection. The tongue is adequately long enough so you can make those sharp corners. That's something else that really goes a long way. Is how maneuverable is your implement. Firehouse is good. They're a little expensive though, and they try to be. Honestly, they try to be a little bit too fancy. Like with their dare me say this, their fancy mustards, right? I took the wife to Firehouse Subs, and she just wanted a ham and cheese sub. She doesn't want honey ham. She doesn't like honey ham. She just wanted a ham and cheese sub. And they pretty much didn't have what she wanted because, well, they like to go with the fancier meats. Optimus, good morning, good evening, good afternoon. Depends on where you are. How are you doing? What's that sandwich joint that's like their claim to fame is like super fast service? We had one of those in town and they shut down. Yeah, Jimmy John's. We had a Jimmy John's, they shut down. But you take a look at this rotation. It's turning radii, right? Well, it depends, Optimus, on what you're drinking. Depends on what you're drinking. We had a local pizza shop. Oh, it makes the most fabulous chicken parm subs. Oh, they were killer. Then back home, growing up, there was this little shop, this little sandwich shop, pizza shop, deli, whatever you want to call it, in a shopping center. And they had this cheeseburger sub. It was literally 2 cheeseburgers on like an 8-inch sub sandwich bun. So it was like 2 patties, cheese, bacon. Oh, it was like, oh my god, so good. Then you get it with pepper relish. Oh my gosh. Well, I'm glad you're an equal opportunity drinker. I just drink whatever you got. Oh, pepper jelly. Oh, that's good on crackers. Get some pepper jelly and just put on some club crackers. That's a nice little snack. Now, I never heard of red wine cola. That's definitely not red wine and cola mixed, is it? That is a concoction I have never even conceived of, quite frankly. Let's fold this thing up. Oh, listen to all that. Clink and clack. All right, we're gonna let him finish this field. Let's get to seeding. We've already looked at one of our options for seeding, which was a cultivator, ironically. Our other seeding options with the kit is, of course, the Partner 1600 FT tanker. This is actually so useful. We were using this yesterday on probably like half of the pieces of equipment because it can hold seed or fertilizer. So you can do it for all types of things. We're not going to use the Terreno 6SL down here. This is a 6-meter seeder. You can get it with the packer roller or the trapezoid ring roller. Then you get it with track loosening tines. And these tines are positioned to be right behind your tires. So they'll dig up the dirt a little bit and help remove the compaction that your tractor did driving on the field. Then we have seeding unit 1, which is one singular giant distribution ring. Or we go to seed unit design 2, which is a pair of rings. And you can see we have 2 hoses here or a singular hose. And depending which configuration you have, you either have 1 or 2 hoses going to your front tank. We have the Pronto 3DC, a 3-meter seeder. This one has a configuration option of 2,800 liters or 4,000 liters. And then you can have standard. You put a couple wheels in the front or have a whole set of front wheels and rear wheels. You can add ridge markers to it also if you want. We're going to use the Pronto 6 and the Avatar 1225 SD down here. So this is a 6-meter variant of the Pronto 3 DC, but you can get it with 4,000 liters of seed. 4,400 with this small front tank. 5,000 liters or 5,400 with the small tank. Notice the tongue on this gets extended if you add that front tank to it. Then you get tire roller on or off. Row control changes out the seed distribution to this other unit. And we can get ridge markers if we wanted. Then we have the 1225 SD 11.5 ton 12-meter seeder. And this one we can configure with an additional 400-liter tank in the front as well. Hold up to 3,360 liters seed, 3,840 liters of fertilizer. Trelleborg, standard or wide, Michelin, Continental, Vertestein, and design 1 or design 2. It's going to change the seed distribution. So here we have it with seed, little seed hopper on the front. And we can open the lid. We got seed and fertilizer there. Lots of... See the hoses extending there. See everything folding up nicely. Then when we unfold it, you'll see all these hoses stretch. Oh, it's just so... Off we go. Seeding and fertilizing. For the seeders, we have the big boy is 300. The 6 is 200. 3 meter is 150. And the small one is 200. Yeah, good turning radius on this one also. And then as far as seeding goes, this one we will need to cultivate. The 2 Prontos are going to be direct seed. And then the Avatar is also offering direct seed. Then we move into the planters. We have 2 planters. 6 meter and a 12 meter. I don't know, some folks like to use the ridge markers. So as far as planters go, we have the Mistero 975RX 6 meter planter. This is obviously going to be used in conjunction with the partner tank. We can get it with fertilizer distribution, yes or no. We can get it with track loosening tines, again, to follow in behind your track tires. Then we get ridge markers, yes or no. So this will hold by itself 630 liters worth of seed. So you could get it without the fertilizer, add the hopper to the front and increase your capacity, or you can add this to it, put the hopper in the front with fertilizer, and then you'll have the ability to fertilize and plant at the same time. Then we have the Mistero 2450, $208,000, 350 horsepower. The only configuration option we have here is to go standard or wide or dual narrows, and Trelleborg, Michelin, Continental, Midas, Vertestein tires. Desert Ox, why did you avoid it like the plague? Did you think it was silly? Did you think it was laughable? Well, that's what I do. I pronounce things the American way. The uncultured, uncivilized way. Oh, well, it's like my kid, my 9-year-old. He says Farm Sim is a peaceful game. He says, Dad, you like to play peaceful games. There's nothing wrong with that. Because there's nothing wrong with that. You just like to play peaceful games. We got some cool animations on the rear there. I thought you had Captain Kiwi. I thought you had the year 2 season pass. So, am I got that wrong? There is a link in the description. Yes, I am affiliated with that link. I mean, if you have the year 2 season pass, you already have it. You just have to wait for it to come out. I'd hate for you to spend your money twice. Oh, yeah. Now we're going to town. Let's spread our wings. Oh my gosh, this is so cool. All these complex animations. Things unfolding. We're going to be done in no time. Got lights on the darn thing. Well, chat, that's fine. That's fine. Right, then you have the option of buying only what you want. You just end up getting them all anyway. You thought they were nice? I don't know. I think they're nice. I mean, I would call them kind of like complex animations because you've got more than one motion at the same time. Unlike some of the older animations, which was, you know, fold open, and then once it folded open, then something else happened, and something else happened. Like with this one, as those arms are opening up, the seed tower things are also folding out. So we have kind of multiple points of motion at the same time. Let's get this thing out here. Oh yes, the shifting hoe. I like how when you jump out, it like applies the brakes. Now I found the hay and forage pack to be fairly interesting. A bit more surprised at it than I was initially. But again, if you don't do a lot of grass work, then it's not going to be that useful to you. Oh, Artemis, the map is doing well. Right, we're over here on the AgroVation map, hanging out down the southeast corner. I picked one of the smaller fields so we can actually get something done in the 2-hour period. Yeah, my total goal is to try to show this stuff off and let you all make your own decisions on if you think it's worth it for you. Because we all play different ways, we all have different interests overall. "39 feet of seeding action." Oh man, wrong button. Oh, Captain Kiwi. Now, this particular setup, I put the front seed hopper on here, but it's not connected. See, it's got fertilizer in it. I just did it to demonstrate that we've got added capacity as a result, so we can still do that trick. But yeah, the turning radius on this stuff is really good. See what kind of animations we have working here. I don't see anything super fancy. We got some nice particle effects going on. Optimus likes these mowers right here. The Nova Cat Crossflow. And this one, front mower. Crossflow you can set to windrow or widespread. 10 meter working width. Working width, yep. I think this will be a good pack, a good companion for lots of folks. I don't know if we're gonna have an opportunity to weed this field, which is fine. I've got another field I can jump over and weed just to demonstrate those two things. I don't think you really need to sow the whole map. I don't think sheep eat enough to really become burdensome. So you got a couple thousand. Back in 17, back in FS 17, there was an Irish map that was on an island, and you farmed on an island, and you had to take a ferry across the island water, across the sound or whatever, in order to get to mainland, and that's where all the sell points were. I decided I was going to try to have, I don't know, 1,000 sheep. Something ridiculous. And this was with seasons. And back then with seasons, you only got wool in the spring. Well, I had so many sheep. I couldn't sell them fast enough. They were reproducing at a clip faster than I could haul them off. I don't know, I think I made like a couple $100,000 in wool every year. Oh, Chad, well, you know what? I'm going back there next year, and I would love for other people to come and meet up. But yeah, that equipment is absolutely massive. When you get up close, you can see the size of the steel, the thickness of the steel, the size of the bolts. The fact that... Let's jump up to the shop. Right? So let's go up here. The fact that people were literally sitting in these tires. Something like this was at the show. People were literally sitting in the tires as if they were chairs. Because the tires were like 6 feet tall. So you could just sit in the wheel wells. kids would just sit in the wheel wells and, like, you know, go to sleep. It was ridiculous. What is Optimus hoping that ever comes to the game? I'm not seeing anything in chat. I mean, the stone pickers, some of those stone pickers and rollers. Oh my gosh. Oh, the next set. You know, someone's going to want to try to make it come in the game just because it's so unique. I did a little bit of Cherry Hills back in 17, but it quickly stopped. It was 4X, big fields, way too much of a time sink to try to get things prepped from one video to the next. I know Mr. Dio's sweet on Tranquil Waters. The map video I just dropped earlier today. It looks really nice. I think it would be a good map for folks just looking for a casual gameplay with some modest sized fields. Well, Optimus, I don't think we have to worry about that for a couple years at minimum. I think the product is still in development. It's not really available for mass market purchase, if I understand right. And we know how long it takes for things to make their way in game. I think the Vermeer pack took like 3 years. It was almost like they started working on the Vermeer pack when FS19 came out, and therefore it was ready for the inclusion after FS22 released. Stevie has a 4X Elm Creek, I'm pretty sure. There is a 16X map on the Giants Mod Hub that is Finnish, I believe, Norwegian. A substantial amount of that map is forest. And you've got Emerald Coast. That's a nice 4X map. You have Nitrodad's maps. Well, you know what, Mr. Dio? Somebody told me the other week, that Stevie was a lady. I don't know if that is true or not. I mean, for all I know, Mr. Dio could be a lady. That's right, Genetic J. It's all about scale. These fields are way too big for me. Well, Optimus, part of that, in my opinion, is folks had way too much stuff. Way too much stuff. You had 7 or 8 farms with 7 or 8 single-player farms worth of stuff. So I think we will. I think we will have time. When I get this seeded, we're going to sleep overnight, and we'll have our first growth. Let me make sure weeds are turned on. Well, I know you all would just have even more stuff. Everyone would have like 6 harvesters. Weeds are on? Okay. Now, there was a 4X map that I put in the channel maybe last week. I liked that one a lot because it had like 300 fields. 270 fields, maybe. And they weren't any larger than like 3 or 4 hectares in size. So you had the giant land. You had the large driving distances, but you could use medium and small equipment and not feel like it's going to take you 7 years to do a single field. Now, the name of the map completely escapes me at the moment. That was probably like 5 map videos ago, so yeah. Well, Optimus, I think at that point, they're all auto-driving, they're course-playing the heck out of things, and it goes from being a farming simulation to a management simulation, or a logistics simulation. To each their own, whatever floats your boat. Sariola, that was the map. Oh no, Mr. Dio, it can be dangerous. Multiplayer can be dangerous because you may, I know some folks that went from single player to multiplayer and find it hard to go back to a single player. Neverland, welcome. Welcome. Holy cow, we're almost out of seed. So, Schultz plays Management Simulator in multiplayer. He, air quote, hires a bunch of real people to work his farm, and then he reaps in all the... and everyone else is just... That's right, Neverland. Sorry, Ola. That was the map I was thinking about. Auto incorrect will get you every single time on it. I thought Tranquil Waters might be a decent community multiplayer map. The super ultra large main farm, multiple cow pens, pig pens. You've got sheep. You had chickens, a big chicken pen, and horses. Plenty of things to keep you busy. Custom animal requirements or food requirements for the animals. Lots of production scattered around. Plenty to keep a lot of folks busy. Well, Mr. Dio, now you're set aside from pumps and hoses. And unless... I don't know how many people really use pumps and hoses with the pumps and the hoses. I like pumps and hoses for the modular building out of the BGA. Genetic just likes to do things his way. It's fine. That's fine. I'm right there with you on antisocial. Trust me. Something I thought would be fun for the next farm show, but I know I would never actually do it. Would be to like have an interview session with some of the representatives of the brands and basically have them describe why you as a farm sim player would and should use their brand and their implements in the game. Kind of like a salesman, but a salesman for virtual equipment in the game. But I know I would never actually go up and approach somebody and set something up like that. Alright, we're just gonna add feed ultra fast. Get this field done. And Neverland, the best part about that is you can do it. Right? Now, of course, those maps, you always start with such a large amount of machinery. And a lot of that machinery has been modded to either have faster working speeds or larger capacity. Neither of those are really my cup of tea. Right, but you can always just get rid of them. If you want to build your farm up, then you can get rid of the buildings too. Best of both worlds, right? You can have a nice sized starting farm if you want, or you can build it up slow. That was one of my comments in this map's map tour. Is I was really disappointed that you couldn't sell the buildings. I understand why they might be built in. I understand because the concept of this map is to basically have the exact replica of the AgroVation farm in game, but it doesn't mean that you can't allow the player to do some customization. All right, we got weeds. We got weeds, people. Time to use our massive 24.5 meter weeder. Right here, the Cura 24ST. 24.5 meter weeder. Watch this bad boy unfold. Yeah, I mentioned that too in the video, that it was disappointing. One, they weren't sellable, and two, that they weren't placeable back down, so that we could make use of those buildings on other game saves. Oh, look at that. That based on past experiences with Elm Creek, Holt Bay Laroon, Erlengrot, and Silver Run Forest, we all had placeable buildings that we could put down not only on the map, but on other maps. So, since this is technically a Giants delivered map, even if it was a Giants / Oxygen David collaboration, it is included in a Giants DLC. So certain things are somewhat expected. And being able to place buildings, or the new custom buildings being placeable, was somewhat expected based on past maps. Something else that I was disappointed about, and I talked about in the video, is that we have collectibles, but they're not custom collectibles. We have the game cartridge collectibles from Holt Bay Laroon. That's disappointing. Did I collect them all on the save? No, I didn't. Okay. So they appear here, and you have your controller console there, right? But we have custom collectibles on every other Giants delivered map. We have custom collectibles on Elm Creek with the wooden toys. We have the game cartridges on Halt Belarune. We have cheese wedges on Erlengrot. We have wooden animal statues on Silver Run Forest. Kind of expecting to have custom collectibles. And a custom collectible that I thought would be really, really cool to have would be miniatures of the Horsch equipment. Right? What if you had to run around and find miniatures of all this stuff? What if there were 14 collectibles and they were all little miniature toy versions of these? Come on, you already have the models. Just shrink them down into toy version. There you go. No, we get the game cartridges. Sad, sad, sad. Desert Ox, we don't have premium yet. Premium's coming in November. There we go. Let's when we get to the end of this row, I'll haul out the transformer. We'll see what the transformer does on this, given that we don't really have rows here. The transformer is the hoe that will weed medium weeds, and it is configured to follow the rows, so it will shift left and right a little bit in order to follow the rows. I feel like we got some medium weeds in here. Let's check our weed overlay. Yeah, we do. We have some medium weeds in here. Oh, Desert Ox, I try to keep people straight. Right, premium's coming up. That's the one with the carrots. The carrots. We have parsnips and red beets. With the Zylonka, I think it is. Zylonka. I don't know about that, Neverland. I mean, it is an exact replica of the real life Horsch AgroVation farm and the surrounding area. This map has been in Farm Sim since Farm Sim 13, not 13, Farm Sim 17, when it was introduced in the mod contest in 2017 as a category for map makers to create as exacting as possible the Horsch AgroVation farm and surrounding area. They were given graphics, they were given pictures, they were given basically everything they needed to start building the map. Including information about basically the region, the field areas and all of that. And this map looks, it's the best iteration of this map that we have seen. But we've seen the single row harvester, Chad. There's a 5-row self-propelled harvester that is at the tail end of the let's see how this thing handles it. This is the transformer. It may not. Yeah, it doesn't follow rows because there are no rows. So let's go real quick and put this on a crop that does have rows. Oh, look, corn. And I have to turn off crop destruction. There, now. Now we can see it shifting as it keeps the weeder between the rows. In theory, there's, you know, cameras here on either side that are allowing this tool to stay within the rows. Right? So really cool innovation. And we've already seen what it does on fields with no rows. It doesn't shift left or right at all because there's no rows to follow. Mr. Dio, like I said, you really need to fire up Silver Run Forest to just drive around. It is, in my opinion, the best looking Giants map to date. That might change when Zelonka comes out. Thank you, Genetic J, for the name. But they have done something really interesting with the lighting, with the trees, with the water. Even better than standard FS20. Oh my gosh, I mean, this is just, I don't know. This is nice. Makes you just want to grab a fishing pole and just get a chair and just sit out here at the water's edge. Yeah, it will be nice to see, right, this weeder working with the new row crops in premium as well. And one last call, one final call for questions. We are just a little bit past our 2-hour streaming time frame. One last call for questions. And then we're going to call it quits for the night. Tomorrow afternoon, we will have an ACC stream for members only as we continue to run through our GT3 Setta Corso Competizione Mayhem Racing League. That'll be at 3 p.m. Eastern Time. And then tomorrow night, we will be doing our Sunday night convoy night with American Truck Simulator. We have just 2 more Sundays before the release of Oklahoma. Oklahoma is coming out on August 1st, which is 2 weeks from now. So we will be excited for that. And then Monday night, we will be doing our Monday night launch party of the Horsch AgroVation pack in multiplayer. Those of you that are a part of the Discord that have purchased this from the Giants EShop, you will be able to participate because you will have the DLC by the time we stream. We will be over on a G Portal server. I'll have this save fired up and we'll be ready to rock and roll. And everyone can hear your thoughts and comments on the pack. All right, with no other questions, roll the credits. And catch you all later. In the meantime, go check out Tranquil Waters, the map tour video I released earlier this afternoon. Members can both check out that map tour as well as the early access to the Horsch AgroVation map tour. Non-members and the world at large, they'll need to wait until the DLC releases July 25th, CEST at midnight. And then one final plug because I am the worst at pimping out my own channel. Anyone who is interested in picking this pack up, you can do so if you're on PC by clicking the affiliate link down in the description below. You will save $1 between now and July 24th. After that, it'll be $8.99. Or sorry, $9.99, I believe. Or you can pick up the Year 2 Season Pass, and you'll have both the Horsch AgroVation pack, the Gouville pack, the Hay and Forge pack, the premium expansion, and a yet-to-be-announced DLC for one price. But I'll leave that up to you if you feel it's worth it or not. And with that, happy farming.